It's an insight that comes from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. It's also apropos, the Rebbe's birthday is Yud Aleph Nisan, the 11th of Nisan. And every year, growing up at the feet of the Rebbe was always a very emotionally charged day where his disciples and students, till today, express so much gratitude to Hashem for the smile that he sent down to the Jewish world after Auschwitz in the form of the soul of the Rebbe. And on Pesach, after the second Seder, which ended around 1 o'clock, the Rebbe would come down to hold a Farbrengen. Imagine a Farbrengen starting like 1:30 in the morning, no food because it's after the Afikomen, and the Rebbe went on for hours, deep discourses and talks about Pesach. So this is from the Farbrengen of the second night of Pesach, in the wee hours of the morning, Tafshin Chaf, 1960. The Rebbe spoke then about the middle matzah that we break. It's called yachatz, right? And we break it. And what do we do with it? We make sure not to break it evenly. We have a larger piece and a smaller piece. The smaller piece we leave at the Seder table. The larger piece we hide, and we'll later retrieve it to eat the Afikomen. Why is it that by yachatz we don't break the matzah evenly? Like, do half and half, be fair, 50-50. And he gave a very, very powerful answer. He said, we all have a broken matzah. We break our matzah. The matzah that we leave on the table is a small piece of matzah. And what do we do with it? Right after yachatz, we do magid. What's magid? We start off, Hey lach ma'anya diachalu avasana ba'ara de Mitzrayim. This is the bread of poverty that our forefathers ate in the land of Egypt. It's bread of poverty, of exile. And that's the small piece of matzah. We say the entire Haggadah, the story of Mitzrayim, on this piece of matzah, the broken matzah called lechem oini, hey lach ma'anya. What about the other piece of matzah that we hide? That we don't say the Haggadah on. That we retrieve later at the end of the meal for the Afikomen. What's that about? Time of the Beis Hamikdash, they used to eat a carbon Pesach, a Passover offering, a sheep or a goat at the end of the Pesach meal. It was roasted, it was offered in the Beis Hamikdash, and then it was barbecued and roasted, and this was the staple, the highlight food of the Passover Seder. So we eat the Afikomen as a zecher, as a commemoration for the Korban Pesach, and as a preparation for the Geula when we're going to have the Korban Pesach. So the Rebbe said as follows: in each of our lives, our broken matzah breaks into two pieces. One part is Helach Ma'anya. It's the part that represents our poverty, our brokenness. For some of us, it's the abuse, it's the grief, it's the childhood years that have been lost. It's the youthfulness that has been taken from us. It's all of the pain and agony that each and every one of you had to deal with in your own way. Whether it was a very dysfunctional family, whether it was sexual molestation or rape, whether it was mental illness inside of you or around you, whether it was emotional neglect, whether it was addiction in you or around you, whether it was deep mental challenges that you encountered among your caretakers, or all of the other forms of abandonment that each and every one of us, or many of us, have experienced in one form or another, and that's our broken matzah, and we say, Hey lach ma'anya. This is the bread of poverty that you and I ate in Egypt. And you look at it, and you expose it, and you say the whole Haggadah, you pay tribute to it, you honor it, you respect it, you embrace it, and ultimately, you eat it. We eat that matzah. It becomes part of us. It's always part of us. And we make a blessing, because each of us has become sanctified through our deep experiences in life. Each of you has been forged in fire, blood, sweat, and tears, the tears of Maror and the broken matzah. And you're here tonight. Amazing, profound people. There are no people that I have met in my life who are as real and authentic as those who are committed to the work of inner healing. And there are no people I meet who are so superficial, and I feel bad for them, as those who make fun of those who are on the journey of healing, and those who their only attitude is to dismiss all the crazy people who are into healing because they're perfect. And I feel bad. I feel bad for how much disassociation our generation had to experience in order to deal with our pain, and I salute all those who can look at their broken matzah, say the Haggadah over it, and even make a blessing. But vintage Lubavitcher Rebbe, listen to this. He said, but that's the smaller piece of matzah. The larger piece of matzah may be hidden away It may be hidden in your pillows. It may be hidden under napkins or in matzah bags. It may be in a drawer somewhere in a bookcase. Your child may have stolen it and put it away in a way that you can't find it. He says that's your matzah of redemption. That's the Afikaiman matzah that represents the Korban Pesach. It's the matzah that prepares us for the redemption. And in life, he said, you have to know that your larger matzah is your matzah of redemption. Your smaller matzah is the matzah of your pain. Each and every one of us needs to know. Never ever think for a moment that the pain in your life is larger than the beauty in your life. Not because you haven't been through a lot of pain, but because never doubt the magnitude of your soul. The biggest effect and result of trauma is that you doubt yourself, that you think your depression is more powerful than your bliss. You think that your ego, your insecurity, your fear, your mediocrity is what occupies the most space in your brain. Maybe, but that's the trauma voice. The real thing is, your redemptive power, your healing power, your beauty, your holiness is infinite. I want to tell you something. And I say this from a very deep place in my heart, and I hope you'll hear it the way I'm saying it. And that is, with all the pain you or I or anybody has experienced in life, with all the abuse, with all the agony, it's true, and you need to pay tribute to it. But if you put that in the presence of your holiness, if you put that pain in the presence of your greatness, of your magnitude, it's like an orange in the presence of Mount Everest. The problem is, the challenge is we don't know our greatness. Most of us don't know. Most of us, as a poet said, live lives of quiet desperation. We don't know the depth of our souls. You don't know how much holiness is radiating from you, but think for a moment. Could you even compare a chelik elekami mal mamish, a piece of God himself, to the painful, abusive messages that I tell myself about how stupid I am, or how nerdy I am, or what a loser I am, or how ugly I am, or what a layutzlachnik I am, or what a nerd I am? It's like comparing finite filth to divine infinity. So the Rebbe said, never forget, there's a small matzah of lachma anya, but your big matzah, it may be hidden away, but your matzah of redemption is so much larger, so much more powerful. And as you go through the Seder, you're going to retrieve it. And when you're going to retrieve it, you're going to bring that to the table. And that's how you're going to finish your Seder and declare L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim.
TheYeshiva.net